Hello and welcome back. Now PMR uses UHF. It's PMR446 and it's 446 megahertz. How important though is it to have line of sight? We always talk about line of sight with VHF and UHF. Well, here are some results I did from another test using UHF, and it's quite surprising how important it really is. I'm G6PNH, please enjoy the video. I've recently been working on PMR and just receiving on PMR. I've been trying to receive who operates from Ilkley Moor. Now I've been trying various different places to actually get a reception from him. Unfortunately, it seems that everywhere that I go there seems to be a bit of an obstacle in the way. Let me show you on this map. So you can see from the map that I've tried two different places. One was Pin Hall, which is near to Skipton, and just on the top. So unfortunately the car park is just below the trig point, so there's a little mound in the way. I then went over to a place called the Singing Ringing Tree over at Burnley, and that seems to have the same problems. It's just a little bit of lumps in the way. Now these aren't mountains, these are hills. What I then did, I went out doing some test work with the Radtel, the Radtel 730, which I've got as a little bit as part of my base station at the moment, still playing with it. And I used UHF, so I used 70 centimeters. Now let me just quickly show you the maps of where I was transmitting from, because on the first set of transmissions there was a tiny little hill in the way, and I mean tiny little hill in the way, and it made all the difference in the world. As soon as I got rid of that, it's amazing. Okay, so let me show you the map first where I was transmitting from. So at point 1 here is where the main part of the testing was done. And you can see as we go up, we've got a slight mound there, and it's not that big at all, but we couldn't just quite see over it. Coincidentally, points 2 and 3 were just done afterwards, and you can see that there is more of a line of sight. In fact, that is line of sight. You could see right down. Now for this test I need to point out that I wasn't actually using PMR. I was using 70 centimeters, which of course I'm licensed for, so I can produce quite a bit of power if I want to. In the car I've got 25 watts, so legally I can transmit that 25 watts. And what I did was I went up onto the tops about 2 miles away, 3 different locations. The first one had a little bit of a hill in the way. The second one and the third one, because I was only playing about, I didn't actually record myself doing it, I only recorded the results. Well, the third and the fourth one were half a watt only. On the first one you can see me go down from 25 watts, 4 watts, 1 watt, half a watt. And we're using 25 watts as a base, so we know that that transmission has actually happened. In addition to that, because we're quite hilly round here, what I did to make it real was to use a handheld for the reception. Now I could use my base, but everything would have been a 5 and 9 right across the board, so there'd be no point doing that whatsoever. So just using a handheld in the window 2 miles away, and we can see the results here. Anyway, let's have a look at the video I've got part of a video of me actually doing the transmission, and then parts of the video of me receiving as well. So you can see what happens when we go from the top, work down, and then the very last bit are two different places. Are place 2 and 3. I'll get it right in a minute. Place 2 and 3 only on half a watt, and that is absolute line of sight. I could actually see the house from where I was, even though I was 2 miles away. Anyway, let's have a look at the video. Right, so we're on the tops. Now we're about 2 miles away. We've already used the any tone as a baseline. We're now going to use the Radtel on 70 centimeters, so that's equivalent more or less to using PMR. This will be 8 watts out, so we'll see how that goes on. This is G6PNH Golf 6 Papa November Hotel G6PNH. Testing with the Radtel at 8 watts. That's the Radtel with 8 watts. G6PNH testing.
November Hotel G6PNH. Testing Radtel at 8 watts. That's the Radtel with 8 watts. G6PNH testing.
Our next one is the Quansheng. That is putting out 4 watts. See how that goes. Golf 6 Papa November Hotel G6PNH is now testing with a Quansheng 4 watts. That's G6PNH testing with a Quansheng on 4 watts.
Golf 6 Papa now testing with a Quansheng 4 watts.
The next two are using 1 watt and half a watt from the same location, location number 1. The next two are locations 2 and 3 with half a watt and literally line of sight.
G6PNH. Doing a second test. G6PNH on half a watt with the Yaesu FC4X. G6PNH doing a test. Yaesu half a watt. G6PNH Golf 6 Papa November Hotel doing the third test on half a watt from a third location. G6PNH doing a test on 30 centimeters using the Yaesu just half a watt.
So you can see from those results just how important line of sight is. So when you're working with PMR446, then it's important that you do get a good line of sight. So height is important, obviously, but if you've got hills in the way, you're still not going to get that line of sight. However, then you'll notice, for instance, if I go up to Pin Hall, I've got nothing out towards the east. However, towards the south, different story. Because there's a pathway through, there's no hills in the way. And in the past, I've heard stations 50 miles away on PMR just with the Radtel. Incredible. Anyway, I'm still going to carry on trying to get the station that's up on Ilkley Moor. I'm going to carry on with that because that's what amateur radio is about. It's all about testing, trying and so on, and that's the part of the hobby that I'm personally interested in. Okay, so until next time, this is G6PNH, and I'm wishing you the best 73s.